Jefta, please, just give me more sound and things like that. Last year what actually happened was I expended a lot of my life and strength to make sure that we're able to be done here. So it's hitting back on me. So you have to be patient with me as I regain, my strength back. All right. So I'm going to be I'll be talking today. I will lay the foundation, just introduction. I'll be teaching on, I have series that I will do. Immediately after this, I will deal with Joshua Anomaly. I will deal with Kingdom Assignment. I will deal with Kingdom Power. Some will be 2-part series. Some will be 4-part series. Some will be 6-part series. But I'm going to start with family matters. It can be matters of the family, or you can say that family do matters. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, family do matters. However, there are matters of the families. All right, so we're going to deal with matters of the families, and then know that also family do matters. I'll deal with marriage. I'll deal with love banks, relationships, how we can maximize marriages, homes. If you're here, sometimes some of the major problem that we have is that you hear, but you don't do. You know what to do, but you just will not do it. And some will just like, and how wicked a heart can be. Somebody can just sit down and say, but isn't Jimata. You see, that's not God talking, it's a demon talking. But it's saying Nunamishi. No, whenever you're hearing that kind of a thing, it's not God. It's not even you either. It's a spirit that is talking, and however you could see that people, in the home become bitter and then put on camp. They say, but I will teach her a lesson. Or I will teach him the Nunamishi Bao Tabani Akwana Lafia. I'm going to be handling some of these things, and yes, Musa ba akwana lafia, but look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you got to learn. You got to learn. Yes. If our homes are going to be what it is supposed to be, I said it in this place, marriage is the closest thing to heaven and also the closest thing to hell. If sometimes if it begins to change, the pain, the ridicule, the pain will just be closest, the way it holds your mind. You're not sleeping in the night, the way it drags you. Sometimes it can be just crazy. Marriage is the thing that will bring in people, and then before you know it, you see an animal rising up, and you're wondering, Anya, is that what and things like that. The reason is because our inability to handle the emotions that comes in it. However, before the marriage, both parties are some of the sweetest things. Though sometimes you could be able to see, even before the marriage, that's a demon. But he said, and then change, before the marriage, he slaps you, he pushes you, it's gay. The hankali James na the kiriki said in kapata mishire ne watarana he slaps you say lefi na ne nine ma ni ma torin kai na ntum na nyarinya. You see how people can be so stupid when it comes to emotional things. I'm about to come and put your hands together. Kungani abuna neke wadakwa. Actually cool. Ni kada ko da many. You are not talking with your mother. You're not talking with your father. You left your church. Only for when wala iria kariya guyan shiguda uko because demon manifests, the devil is a liar. There are issues that make demon. Come on, I'm not coming. I'm gonna give you. Come on, put your hands together now. Come on, help me help the blabber. Do you want me to preach? I'm just coming from a break. I said, do you want me to preach? Then encourage the black man. Hallelujah. All right, and so we begin to rise up, and then before you know it, in marriage, say the reason she could say that, or he could say that, is just the issues. Sometimes when the issues overwhelmed you in marriage, bad, but I have answers for you if you're going to follow what I'm going to be teaching. Narent Emuku, I have answers for you. There is no home that I can't handle. While I'm saying is that it's not me, I'm in God. If you can hear what I'm saying and don't be so hard-headed and stubborn, when you're dealing with things like that, forget about your position. Take on God's position. Whose side will you be? We will be on the Lord's side. Am I talking here? All right. And as we begin to work on this, I will teach on Sundays and on Wednesdays. All right. Please bring families that that are rocked. Just bring them. You're trying to get married and settle. I don't know whether I will still teach on looking for love because they're shouting that the time was small, was short. But you're going to pick some informations and it's going to guide you. Whenever you see people move into problems and pain, it's because they ignore counsel. You are safe in a multitude of counsel. Am I talking here? Yeah, how are you, sir? You are safe in a multitude of counsel. All right. Marriages, when you look at it, are perpetually, in a state of transition. You don't have a notebook, you can take your note on your phone. But if you're a husband, take note twice because you're the head of the house. All right. Initially, I was tempted. In fact, I saw like a picture to ask every husband to go to his wife, and then sit beside her, But already we are already seated. All right. Okay. But let me take a census. How many of us are here that are not married? Just wave your hand. We're not married. Well, wave your hand. Yeah, we're majority. Yeah. Majority, because you have information, you're going to have information. How many of us that are here are married? Because now things are going to be different, right? You're here, you're married, just wave your hand. Wave your hand. Awesome. All right. God is growing us up. It used to be that we're pastoring a church, we just have maybe 3 set of couples or 6 set of couples. But now we are well over 100. Set of couples. So God is okay. Few things I'm going to be saying about marriage and the nature of marriage. When you see a lion has a nature. Anytime the lion comes out of the nature, then he's malfunctioning. All right. So you're not shocked when a lion comes in here and devour because that's his nature. All right. Marriage has a nature. All right. And whenever you're not operating the nature of the marriage, it means you're abnormal. You're outside of it, all right? And then there are needs, all right? And I'm not going to deal with everyone. I'm just going to deal with 5 with the men, 5 with the women, all right? But let me tell you some few things. Marriage, okay, is perpetually in a state of transition. Marriage is never stagnant, all right? The girl that you marry with a size 18 might not end up becoming with the same size. Am I talking here? Okay, she might have a Coca-Cola bottle. She might end up with a Lucozade shape. Maybe not even Lucozade. The devil is a liar. Because things just happen. Because so there's and sometimes you begin to wonder, this thing that gave me highest level of joy, why is it giving me the zenith of pain? How is it? It's just a dichotomy of life. How is it that one thing could give me the best of times and the worst of times? How is it that my interaction with you, I am at the peak of joy, and why am I at the depth of pain? All right. Okay. Marriage operates and then moves in transition, and continually it begins to move from season to another, from one season to another season. All right. Okay. Marriage expert says that there are about 4 seasons. All right. They took the seasons of life. And as you begin to navigate in marriage, sometimes you're going to find yourself in a season where you are discouraged, detached, and dissatisfied. And at those times, you begin to ask questions. Anya, na mistake ne? Let me announce you, but you mistake ba, but you mistake ba. You see, ignorance is actually the result of bad marriages. When you don't know better, you can never act better. Sometimes some marriages that end up in a divorce are some of the best had it been time is given to it and understanding is given to it. All right. It's not, you have not made a mistake. All right. Later I'm going to show you, even when they say that mismatch, it seldom happens. The only problem is that people are ignorant of the things or they don't have the skills to navigate the quandary and the conundrums of marriage. All right. So sometimes you're going to find yourself detached, pulled away, discouraged, dissatisfied. All right. Marriage expert called that season the winter season. Another time you're going to experience hope, openness, and anticipation. Because at that time things are hooking up, dreams are, at the verge. Okay. All right. Okay. Marriage expert called that the spring season. All right, there is hope, there is anticipation. Sometimes, again, you see that you move into, where you're a little bit comfortable, you're relaxed, and you're enjoying life. And most often, we would love that we stay perpetually there. How many of you want soft life? Soft life. I say soft life. You kafa for a chicken pool, when I can sound no pool. Soon as you say, I've been soft life. Na magana kirki kuwa ga ƴaƴanki ga mai gidanki ya fito da dan chest na dan little gashi guda biyar anan din nan you know what I'm talking about ni kan kun gane me da yake faɗa kuwa so that the things that you have been dreaming while you were a baby you're seeing it in real life. Relax. How many of you want that kind of life? Come on, put your hands together. If you can see it, you can have it. However, there is understanding and knowledge that have to come. Am I talking here? All right, okay, all right. So sometimes you can be in that place. All right, okay. Marriage expert calls it the summer season. However, sometimes you can be plunged in a place of negligence, uncertainty, and apprehension. Uncertainty, pain, apprehension. Things are not just tying together. All right. No marriage stays in one season. However, you can maximize a season, of summer as a result of the emotions, the actions, and the decisions that you make. Every time you are in a place, you are there as a result of not being able to walk with some certain emotions and not being able to handle with some certain decisions. Some things can be worked on. When you look at these cycles, most often sometimes they repeat themselves, they come and go. They come, watrana kuna murna, watrana kai gidan kaman kada ka koma. Watrana kuma wow, kaman heaven. Yes, yeah, don't blow, the devil is a liar. Watrana, so the seasons, they come and go, and each of the season, when it comes, it has a potential for emotional health, for happiness, and it has its own challenges. And if you're not be able to navigate sometimes in the middle of the movement, marriages are lost. Be careful when you are navigating a bend, a season, and you're moving from one season to another in marriages. All right, okay. When you're driving, later I'm going to help you. Of course, I did physics. However, when you have a load, one of the things that you need to be careful is the center of gravity, of the load that you put in. That's why when you have a lorry and you're loading things, you don't just load because you feel that zamusaka duka kayan. The more it goes high, the more the center of the gravity is going up. And any tilting causes the center of the gravity to move out of the base, and it will topple. All right, so as you begin to navigate and you begin to carry load and load and load, be careful when you're navigating a curve, a bend, the loss of a loved one, the movement of children to school, the growth. Am I talking here? When changes are happening in marriages, if you're not being able to maneuver, it's going to be okay. When you're on a bike and you're holding somebody, I remember, riding with my dad. My dad, had a bike. And I would sit behind him, and then I would tell myself, but then I was on it, I would just do like this. One time you got it. Yes, you can be as a dibomuva. You know, there's some so I get excited. Say, say, yes, say, wow, you're not struggling. You know, children can be mischievous. You know, it's my time, you know, you understand, you know. So same thing, you know, you might be, you know, as a husband and you're carrying your wife. It is expected that when you're on a bike and you're negotiating a bend, when your husband bends, you should be able to bend with him. All right, when he bends and you are on this side, you are going to topple. Am I talking here? That's where disagreement comes. He's trying to make a decision. You're saying, oh, that will keep it. Come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. The key then to developing the next, you know, so if that's going to happen, you know, I need to be able to develop skills. And the key to developing the necessary skills that enhances my marriage or our marriage in all seasons, you know, is to get understanding and knowledge. Skills. Somebody say skill. You need to meet somebody that is astute, skillful in the matters of life. How to handle marriage, how to, you know, and you cannot be skillful when you don't understand what you are inside and you don't understand the person. You know, so you need to develop the necessary skills. You see, unlike the earth or the trees, which are at the mercy of the weather and other factors, humans have the capacity to make decisions. All right. The seasons in life, you know, the trees or the earth cannot say anything to it. You know, because as the earth revolves around the sun, the seasons are activated. So, but humans can make decisions, even as the seasons are changing. All right, we can choose our attitudes. We can choose our actions. And most often, our choice of the attitude and the actions can improve and strengthen the marriage. We can choose not to be angry, and we can choose to be angry. Everybody that is in a marital relationship can decide and choose how long they stay in the season. Why? Because we're not like trees. We are humans. So marriage has a nature. You know, there are about, I think, 5, but I'm going to mention, and if you are getting ready to get married, you must be able to understand that marriage between a man and a woman is central and very, very powerful social block in every human society. If the homes are together, then the society will be together. If the homes are not together, then growing up, you know, when you look, what I'm dealing with is a monogamous type of marriage. A lifelong marriage is the universal cultural norm. It is not normal for you to have 2 wives. You say, Abraham have to, they are not born again. Yeah, Abraham is not born again, Moses is not born again, Jacob is not born again. No, they're not born again. In the New Testament, the Bible said that a leader is supposed to be husband of but one wife. But I'm not a pastor, you are a leader. When you say that let them have dominion, you are giving a leadership responsibility on your gift. It's not normal. Because you cannot be loyal to many things. It's not normal for you to have more than one wife. Come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. It's normal for animals to have more than one wife. But it's not normal for humans. Because when God created them, He created them male and female, Adam and Eve. Yeah, what issue? So I'm dealing with a monogamous, a lifelong relationship is a cultural norm. When you look at the social institution of marriage, it is first and foremost a covenant. And when you're dealing with covenant, you can't be in covenant blood with many people. No. You're going to be confused, convoluted, and in trouble. That's why when you meet a lady that has slept with many men, it affects her decision making in life. Because everything you sleep with stays with you. When you lie down, you're not just rising up, you're picking something. Because he that is joined to a harlot are one. Because sex is not just a physical exchange of fluid, it's an intermingling of spirits. And anything that is hooked up to you, anywhere they are on earth, they can be able to pull a string. That's why you are walking, you don't know, all of a sudden you're feeling one strange emotion somewhere. Okay, you couldn't have felt that if that thing is not in the inside of you. There's always a path. That's why one of the basic things that needs to happen to you before you get married is to meet God. Because God is the only thing that can take the old and make new. He doesn't make new things, he makes the thing new. God doesn't make new things. When you become born again, he doesn't bring a brand new spirit into you. No, he takes that spirit that is already there and boom. That's why he's a master at transformation. Master at restoration. Am I talking here? He takes what is there and turn it, and then it makes that thing new. Am I talking here? So you have to understand that it is first and foremost a covenant. If you're not ready for a covenant, stay single. Don't joke with covenant. Listen, you are not normal. Because it's a covenant. That's where it takes us to commitment. It's a covenant relationship in which a man and a woman pledge themselves to each other for a lifetime of relationship. Through the hard time, the pain, the everything. Do you take this woman to be your lovely wedded wife? I do. Most men, all they are thinking is sex. They don't even know what they are saying. They say the suit Pastor and the Anna Magana heavy stuff. She and Kawai the night. Covenant are exchanged by words. The night that you are thinking is consummating what you have said on the altar. And you cannot just take it casual. It's a pledge for a lifetime partnership. So marriage demands commitment. Let's say it together. Say marriage demands commitment. If you are an uncommitted person, don't venture. It demands commitment to stay with the person, commitment to be loyal to the person in bad times, in good times. It's not that. No, that's not it. Marriage is a covenant and demands a commitment. Will you take this woman? Will you have her to hold her in sickness and in health? Till death do them part. And look at you, Mumu. You said yes. You said yes. Look at your neighbor. Say you said yes. So you said yes. You said yes. Yes. When you're saying yes, Jesus is there. God is there. The brethren are there. It's a covenant. The reason why you're not operating in blessing is because you take what God values casually. You're like Esau. Yes. So marriage demands. So when I'm saying yes, I am in this thing and I will work it out no matter what. If I'm going to get out, it must be in death. And I'm going to hold you, stay with you. The Aiki, I will stay with you. Ba Aiki, I will stay with you. Akwai Kudi, I will stay with you. Ba Kudi, I will stay with you. In health, I will stay with you. In sickness, I will stay with you. Akwai Yara, I will stay with you. Ba Yara, I will stay with you. Akwai Ataburma, I will stay with you. Avono, I will stay with you. Atim, I will stay with you. You're not hearing what I'm talking about. Come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your. No, you said yes. It means where he stays, you're going to stay. Your people shall be my people, and where you go, I will go. In a chicken, you will stay there. In a rumpan, the devil is a liar. Munje chikila, you will be there. No, wherever you go, I will go. Vim team, you will be there. Come on, kutafa manakuna and give them money deke. Zamufara ba TV ba muna plastic kujeru zamufara da gauri. But we are committed. And the commitment, when we value our commitment, the blessing of God comes. Because where we start is not going to be where we are going to end. Am I talking here? The favor of God is going to come. Things are going to change. But I am making up my mind, I will stay with you. It's a commitment. Look at your neighbor and say, it's a commitment. You have to understand that God desires, expresses desire, in that this is what he said. And the two, you see, when God is talking, shall become one flesh. So one of the nature of marriage is commitment. So when you see somebody, a man and a woman, that are not committed, and then they are in marriage, they are abnormal. Because the nature of marriage is commitment. You're into it. So that even N1 the N1 are confused. Say when Irine Haka, say orange, yes, is a covenant at the enter, and I'm committed to it. I'm committed to your joy. I'm committed to your peace. I'm committed to your happiness. I'm committed. I'm committed. You can't join up with other people and bring pain to your husband or to your wife. No, if she's not happy, then nobody should be happy on earth. You live to make her happy. Come on, put your hands together. When you say, Tebi, you're not ready for marriage. Someone says it's a commitment. But in the heart, there's a desire, and the two shall become one. What that means again, at the heart of marriage, therefore, is the idea of unity. The second nature of marriage is unity. If you're not ready to be one and be united, don't get married. You're not ready for marriage. If you don't live, you can never cleave. In cleaving, you become one. When you are married to a man and there is an opinion of your mother or your father above the man, there is a problem. Every time you're running to your father, your mother has a say. You're not serious. You cannot be one. And then you as a father, as a husband, give me number two, unity. I think. United. Somebody say united. At the heart of marriage is the idea of unity. Unity is opposite of aloneness. You're one. There's no Nawa, there's no Nike. No, you're one. Somebody say, you're one. Oh. If you're not ready to be one, forget it. Oh. You're not ready. No. No, you're not ready. When you look at a man and a woman, there's something deep within. You see, when I'm talking like that, some of you, just keep looking at me straight. Some of you are guilty. Just pretend as if you're understanding. Just look at me straight. Yeah. Am I helping somebody here? Yeah. 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 When you're married, and there is a word that is above your husband's, then there's a problem. Same thing with the husband. No, but however, something deep within a man cries out for companionship with a woman. Same thing within a woman, there's a similar desire for intimacy with a man. So the third nature of marriage is that marriage is designed to satisfy the deep search of intimacy. Intimacy. Intimate. The word intimacy is intimacy. Because the strength of love is in vulnerability. You can be vulnerable if I can see in the inside of you. It is, I know you. I know everything. I can kill you, but I love you. I know your secret. I know who you are. That's vulnerable. Meanwhile, you are vulnerable when you expose and open, because now you have a thing that you can kill me with. But because you love me and protected me. Not just I pick what and then I spread it everywhere. Meanwhile, you are only privy to an information that nobody knows. My dad gave a story of one man. He told his wife a secret, and he was lying. He said that I killed him. I killed somebody. So as the marriage was going, one time, he dead. And he told them, and he took her to a place. He said, and he showed her, but he was lying. He was trying to test her. So in the heat, as the seasons of marriage is going, emotions couldn't be handled, and bow. And she got kitty further. Na auri shege mekisa. Ete kusane one yakashe mutum. Anje nkuna gari na kariane kuzozo nuna mukuri. And then she took them to the place. Antetono, anatono, anatono, antono, angaji. Antona, Siena Daria, I actually lied to you to see whether you are faithful, committed, and whether you can hold everything that I told you. Come on, put your hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. What makes me endear to you is when you know something that you can kill me with, but you still love me. You still covered me. You know my flaws. You know my sickness. You know my struggles. You know the failures. You know the pain. But nobody knows. You still cover me. It makes me endeared to you. You know how I struggle in the toilet. You know some of the things, how I hemorrhage. You know. But you still cover me. And you still love me. Not to use what you know in the time of pain to hit back on me. Intimacy. Intimate. And whenever intimacy is not gotten, then there is a void that is not filled. And then you are not actually operating. Am I talking in the house of refuge? All right, okay. So when you look at marriage, it's not simply a relationship. It is an intimate relationship. And in that intimate relationship, it encompasses, about 5 things. Number 1, intellectual. Number 2, emotional, social, spiritual, and physical. The major problem is that most of you forget the 4 and you major on the 1. See, there is physical, there is social, there is spiritual, there is intellectual, there is emotional. Because as you begin to move in the marriage, sometimes either the man or the woman, as his intellect begins to grow and you refuse to grow yourself, once he can't connect with you intellectually, then there is going to be a problem. When he's speaking, she already, the only way you connect is physical. And sometimes even the physical you don't understand, because women, when they show affection, it's not sex for them. Don't be confused when a woman hugs you. It's not sex she's looking for. Even when she kisses you. Affection is not sex. So you can have her body and make her feel dejected. That's why sometimes some women, you can be on top of her, but she's hissing. Even if she doesn't hiss out loudly, she's in pain. You can sleep with her and you can see tears. Why? Because you are just using her for your satisfaction, but her emotions and affection are not being met. You're not hearing what I'm talking about. Most women that end up in a bed, it's not sex that they are looking for. They are looking for what is their need, which is affection. I'm going to take you there. A man need major is sex. That's why kaitu nani gaban ka tashi. Kaka lohoto boom ya tashi. An kama kaka woyo ya tashi. That's not women. That's why when kana that's a kasea mana kasea. Kana ya mui gama that's a kasea. Niko yapuna kalona kani. And so Inka had the matter musician drugs. I'm sorry, But matter say drugs. So if the intellectual is, then the emotional part is heavy. If it is not handled, it can rock a marriage. The emotions, which is strong with the woman. Okay, so because the desire and drive of intimacy are in the heart of marriage, the individuals involved become troubled about their relationship when that intimacy is not attained. She needs to feel connected to you. She needs to know she is cared for. She's not used for satisfaction. She's somebody that is being cared for. When that is not there, it begins to rock the marriage. Marriage, look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, marriage has a nature. The fourth nature of marriage is purposeful. Purposeful. Marriage is actually created to raise children. One of the purpose. It's a purposeful relationship. The partnership of marriage is in an ideal environment, is for nurturing and developing gifts, abilities, of not just the children, even the parties that are involved. All right, it's not just sex. Can you make me better? Can you, just because I hooked up with you, allow me and make me realize my vision and my purpose? Can I travel in your mind? Are you like an eagle? Can you take me up? Can you unlock some of the gift, talents, and abilities that are within me? It's a purposeful relationship. Can you allow me meet my purpose? Or all you're looking for is to have sex? It's not just kadahana. It's a purposeful relationship. Can you allow me realize and become? Can you bring out the gifts and the ability? When you have an intimate marriage, it provides the safest and most productive climate for raising children with proper self-esteem. Listen to me. If you're a husband and you have daughters, let me tell you, your daughter, even if you're good or bad, your daughter will always be attracted to somebody that looks like you. That's why you see sometimes, if it is dysfunction, she will be put there. If it is love and care, she'll be put there. I know what I'm talking about. And so you have a responsibility to be the man. Let them see how you take care of their mother. She'll be attracted. But when you show dysfunction, that's why you see some women, you're wondering, yeah, like it be one mission here. Check. She's attracted to somebody that looks like her dad. Come on, put your hands together. I say, come on, put your hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. Because you don't know the make of one man. Lena Gani, there's no Baba. She says, okay, you're not the cover. Sami, she called Benja. Oh, you're not. Say, Baba, and Farah commanding. Don't Ya gima shekara shida yazo ya zauna haka kawai. Ya ce mama shi ke ki kawo wannan. Mama zan cika yanka. How did he know? Because he is, you see, things are not sometimes taught, things are caught. So marriage provides a productive climate. That's why family matters. Where children, okay, so husband and wife, the third, the fourth, are designed to complement each other. That's the last one. Give me Ecclesiastes 4 verse. So the fifth nature of marriage is complementary. Okay, so let's go. Number one, what's the nature of number one? Come on, talk to me. Are you good student? I said number one. Number two. Number three. Number four. Number five, complementary. That's the nature. Whenever we see a home and that is not showing this nature, that home is malfunctioning. When you see a home, this thing should show complementary. Two cannot work together except they agree. Give me Ecclesiastes 4, verse 9. When the man is weak, his wife is strong. So you don't look at him weak and you say, Kaya, come on, no. When he's weak, you're strong. Marriage is complementary. Two are better than one. Because they have a good reward to their labor. Next verse. Look at, someone said two are better than one. Marriage is complementary. For if they fall, the one will lift up the fellow. But woe to him. Why don't you give me in NIV? When she stumbles, he's there to pick her up. It's not that when she stumbles, he said, Dubaki Dolua. No. The reason why you are there is because when she stumbles, you pick her up. You are her strength when she is weak. Complementary. Dolua. If she is Dolua, you are her wisdom. It's not that you abuse it. She doesn't know it so that she can lean on you. Because there will be a time, if either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Pity is anybody who falls and has no one to help. Marriages break up when people are weak and nobody is going to be helping. When it is not complementary. When it's not complementary, no. He lost his job. Kintara kimboya kudinki. Anche mother to provide. But he's lost his job. Say kakao. Baby, he lost his job. School fees for. Meanwhile, you have money to pay that school fees. You refuse. It's complementary. Am I talking here? Because when one falls, the other lifts. When one is weak, the other is strong. That's what, and when you are together, you are better. No devil in hell can succeed in that house. Come on, put your hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. I said, come on, put your hands together. Come on, put your hands together. War is any house that pitch themselves to be competitors. Jena duba ya enshi ni mazan duba ya ina why ya siya mota ni mazan siya mota yana ga kaman zai nuna mun ne ni mazan nuna mi za ku sha mamaki. If you want to compete, don't enter marriage. Come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. Come on, kutafa mana nina temako woni ya na kutafa. Nimazan samaiki, gwalon ya isheni. You are looking for the job for a wrong reason. We're not saying that you shouldn't look for a job. When you're looking for the job, you're looking for the job. Why? Because you complement. He has money for school fees. Fine. A man is supposed to shoulder everything. However, seasons in life happen. And there will be time when he can do it. Better handle it and say nothing about it. Come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. Later I'm going to show you one of the need is domestic support for a man. He's going to go to grave with pain when he knows you could handle something and you left him. Come on, put your hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. I said, come on, put and then worse again is that when he is spending everything, doing everything, and you are just not giving a hoot. I can't see you see one demonic woman. It is responsibility. Responsibility, yes. Most responsibility, but ke dabba ne? Ni kan na maganan kirki kuwa? Complimentary. There were times when I would go to school. My dad had nothing. My dad was tough. Though in fact, they got part 4. Kasani, baba na besa ya na graduate ba. Mun fada. Ya bani kudi, elda ya bani kudi in kai mishi na noma sai na tafi IT da shi. Na ce daman na je zai bani kudi gaskiya na ga maka da part 4 na baba na kawai ya ce to har mun rabu kenan. And that was the truth. He never gave me a kobo. But do you know who? My mother. That a noman okra, kubewa. That is her. She was complimenting when the man was not there. And when a man, anybody goes to the village, that a deka, kubewa, the nika, the chiricheko came up yasa. While I was not feeling my father, my mother was there as a support. Marriage is complementary. Come on, put your hands together if you understand. That's a demon talking. That's a demon talking. Christmas that's a demon talking. Come on, put your hands together. You can clap now. Yakuna kalona haka. I have 30 minutes. Mugu mutuma, mugu mutu. Man, how can you be normal and your house, your family are not it? And you're okay. Zaka jegia kaseyama everybody. You come on, are you checking out? You're not operating in the nature. You see, once the nature is not there, you are abnormal. Come on, put your hands together if you understand that. In Kasamumugu Mutum, they say Shire Abaki Hanya, they share Bakinshi. She get the Iska. Come on, clap your hands if you understand. I said, come on, put those hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. Life is easier when two hearts and minds are committed to working together to face the challenges of the day. When we are together, no demon in hell can stand. I will go through troops when I know you got my back. I will leap over wall. Baby, I lost a job. It's not going to be for a lifetime. If I have a cheerleader, but when that teacher, do Baker, Babu, cheer me up and see if I cannot bring you there. Heaven that you are looking for. Kitafa minimum na kigari imbaza samo aikimba. Kimun amatoki ha zaki tashu anka tashu amaza. Kaine megida yana megida mata megida ya baba yarana inna ganka hantan ciki na salle imba kai ba sai rijiya. Kaine oga odugo da ka shigo Har kenkeson gidan ma suna rigidi. You don't hear what I'm talking about. Kaine zaki babu kamanka. And see, you better smooth his back and send him out there and see if he cannot go for war on your behalf. He's going to give you the house, give you the car, give you the everything. Because what a man wants is a woman that can compliment him and can cheer him up. Don't emasculate him. Come on, put your hands together. Come on, put those hands together. Mun san me kana yi. Mun san aikin da kana yi. Mun ga aikin hannunka. Mun ga aikin hannunka. Mun ga aikin hannunka. Yalla man. Da naji kin motanka, naji again. Kawai sai jikin hanta na yana tashiwa. Ina jin dab 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 dab. Nobody they do me like me. Kai ne in ka taba ni komi na yana wargajewa. Come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. Ba wanda kawai domin ban sai miki abinci na kwana daya ba, hadari kaman dabba. Don baki ci abincin rana daya ba? Mi wannan ta ciyar da ke for 20 years. How can one day of not eating becomes a problem and you forget the 20 years of eating? Come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put those hands together. Are you ready for this teaching? So the essential nature of marriage is committed, united, intimate, purposeful, complementary. I have 9 minutes. I'm going to sit down. Marriage relationships are constantly changing. The conditions you got married in might not necessarily be the condition that you will stay in. However, the path of a good man is like a shining light. So you don't give up even in the undulations of life. Because if there is an ebb, it means God is about to take you to a high. But based on the shiftings, there are a few things that begin to show forth. There is attitude shifts. Emotions fluctuate. And the way that spouses treat each other, ebbs and flows between loving and not so loving. Today he's sweet. Tomorrow, maybe Oganshi has a geshi. Keba kisaniba. Yazoga burden, school fees, pain in life. Kawe anzomishi the demand. So not so loving. The emotions fluctuate. Attitudes shift. Sometimes change is beyond our control. Some changes, they just come on us. Life is full of unanticipated changes. And these changes hit on marriage. If you're not be able to walk through and navigate, you're going to have serious trouble. So one of our only choice as couple is how are we going to respond to some of these shifts? Because attitudes will move, will shift. Things will happen. Again, there are some choices or changes that happen in marriage that we are the ones that create them. For example, you agree to give birth. In fact, let me announce to you, every answered prayer has consequences. A woman, Father, give me a husband. Getting married has consequences. Can you handle the consequences that comes with God answering that prayer? Now you're married, and then the consequences are coming. No, every prayer that is being answered comes with consequences. And so changes, they begin to come with unexpected consequences. Child rearing, hit a change. In the middle of the marriage, in Makaranta. And going to school, you're not being able to handle some certain needs, opens a door. How affair-proof is your marriage? Because you can go to school and needs are not met, opens the door while there's somebody at the wings. Because needs, if are not met, will always find a way of getting it. Education. Church involvement. Most of they create changes that affect our marriage relationships. If we are not able to, the manner in which the couple process these changes will determine the quality of their marriage. The only thing that happens in marriage is how you handle these changes. When you look at the natural world, sudden, inevitable changes occur on earth as a result of the earth turning on its axis. You can't stop it. Turns around and create the seasons. Likewise, the changes that we face in life. Because some of these changes, you might create them, some of them. And the way we respond to them create the seasons in the marriage. What create the seasons are the changes and how you respond to them. The birth of a baby. She was not getting affection. Now she get a baby. All of her affection, she's getting it there. The loss of a job. The death of a loved one. Illness. In-laws. Moving. Depression. Disagreements. Getting a job. Losing a job. Demands of a job. Aging parents. Hobbies. Habits. Sex. Impotence. Infidelity. You see, I decided in this teaching I'm going to be real to you because some of these things, they come on marriage. Yeah. I don't know. Changes. Sickness. All these are examples of situations and circumstances that can put pressure on a marriage and demand a response. How you respond to it will determine. And most often, our response to change consists of three things. Number one, emotions. Number two, attitudes. Number three, actions. If you're not be able to weave these three things, that's where skill comes in. That's why you're here. Why is your car lasting longer than your marriage? Because nobody throws you a key. You must be trained. No skills to start taking actions. And sometimes when these three are not worked together, it's going to be, for example, you're just seated. You're hearing five senses. The emotion. Number one. Immediately as we are parking. Attitude. Then bam, actions. Now you're not being able to walk with the emotions, the attitude, and then your actions. Why? Because reasons is void out of it. So the interweaving of our emotions, attitude, and action creates the quality of the marriage. Now, the major problem of this present age is that worse with this thing called the phone. The emotions is high, and we are now hyper-driven by emotions. We just do things just like that. About the yache, he said, they said. And then, how can what he said, they said, create pain in my house? What did we say? Come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. How can Abunda when make us not be happy in the house? If you're not being able to handle it, it's going to be okay. Emotions, the major problem of this, we're moved by emotions. Fast, can I call a womb? And then some of you, your marriage is not Nollywood. And so emotions are 1 minute guide misguided emotions. I'm not saying that emotions are not important or good. Emotions are actually good. They are vital because emotions tell us that something is wrong with the relationship. But how we walk through it, emotion must lead, listen to me, to reason. Whenever you meet a man or a woman that operates in emotion and is void of reason, you meet a dabba. Because in emotion, you can do anything. Only for you later to say, because when truth shows forth, you find out that you were stupid in your actions. Why? Because when the emotions come, you never brought in reason. Come on, put your hands together. So when I feel the emotions, I must bring in reason, and the reason must be guided by truth. So reason will say, maybe Ankirashi for something. Maybe maybe Sanko Sintikita na Urimba. Reason is coming. In Yazo, I know because he loves me, he will tell me. Reason is coming. Because when the emotion rises, whoa, you refuse to jump to action. You brought in reason. And then the reason is now being guided by truth. And now you're normal. So when he comes, how was? And sometimes even without you asking, he begins to tell you in the naje. One night and then he described to you, and the house is exactly where they said he parked. Meanwhile, your emotion could have messed up the marriage because reason never came in and truth never guided it. Come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. My time is gone. We must not circuit the process and jump straight from emotions to action without the benefits of reason. So I'll give you a mathematical equation for marriage. Emotions moderated by reason, guided by truth, is equals to constructive action. Whenever there are no constructive action in a marriage, it's because emotions jump into actions without being guided by reason or led by truth. Emotions that is moderated by reason, guided by truth, your actions will always be constructive. My time is up. I'm going to continue on Wednesday. I actually have not finished my introduction. Is somebody happy? How many of you are blessed? Whenever you operate with this, you're going to take the life out of every snare of the devil. Because you're normal now. You just came, maybe a man telling you when you just like, no, Babu. Reason, allow reason to come in. Don't just jump into actions. Whenever people move from emotions to actions, they always regret after. And later you find out that things are destroyed. And you can't handle it. You can't pull it back. If you hear me, I'm going to help your marriage. And we're going to take that thing that is about dying to make it alive. Those of you that are not married, if you hear me, this thing will save your life. And it's going to position you. Hallelujah. One of our desire in House of Refuge is to have homes that are strong, standing at the gate, expanding the kingdom of God. Now may the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord cause his face to shine upon you. Every single person, male, female, that is not yet married, I demand kingdom relationships to come your way in the name of Jesus. I demand that God ordered your step, that God gives you that which he has kept in his treasury. I have authority to bind contrary spirits attacking our homes. Hear me. I'm a head over this house. Stop. Take your hands off. I speak peace in every home, every house, in the name of Jesus. I green desires that are embedded in hearts. We receive babies, we receive promotions, we receive resources, we receive finances. We open door over families in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Father. I demand that this year will be the best of all the years that you have ever experienced. I demand that the blessings of God will come on you.